Thrift stores are fun and they're a good place to spend a few minutes between appointments. Sometimes it's not long enough to do a whole video, but sometimes we find really good stuff in a quick hurry. So we're going to show you two today. The first one is the Value Village in Spokane, Washington. It's a place I really like. I have found stuff over the years. They take donations on behalf of a nonprofit business. That's because Value Village is a for-profit business. But they don't lie about it, and they do donate to Northwest Center, which is a nonprofit business. I know because I used to live across the street from their facilities in Seattle. This, by the way, is the same as Savers in other parts of the country. And because they're for-profit, they don't send everything off to sell elsewhere. So right away, we find a Victorian Bay rum barber bottle in good shape. We're across state from Seattle, but some of these Starbucks mugs are selling for pretty good money now, especially when they're 99 cents here. Not a lot of scholarship yet on 1990s Portuguese pottery imports, but this one's really pretty and hand-painted and has a nice glaze. Ah, the bags. Baggies and baggies full. I've heard people say they found 10-karat gold here, though. A pretty 1910s plate. A lot of these were hung on walls. A lot of them have these very dangerous spring-mounted holders that tend to damage the plate, so get rid of those. Arriba, subscribe. Cute little gold and black-rimmed 1920s era picture with the etching. That's very sweet. Be nice if there was the set. I still always check the blue willow plates. Some of these can be very old. These don't look like they probably will be because they have a pretty shiny glaze. Not a ton of use, and yes, this is a newer English mark, but some of the old ones still sell for big money. Anchor Hawking probably made more of their provincial bubble in milk glass than any other color. Embossed little cream bottles like this are fun because they don't take up quite as much room as a milk bottle if you're collecting. And this one's got nice embossing and stippling all over from about 1940. This one is Heritage Dairy, $4. I like Duncan & Miller teardrop pattern from the 50s, especially the way that handle had to be crimped and attached by hand. That took a little bit of skill. And $8.99 is a fair price, but not a bargain price. This also looks like a newer blue willow piece, and the creamer is. It's English as well. And then this is something I've never seen before. It's hand-painted, and it says Home and Garden Party Limited, made in USA. I always take a quick walk by the art wall because 99% of the time you see nothing, and a few times something very rare and valuable can come in. I know friends who found $10,000 pieces at thrift stores. This Christmas tradition, which sounds like surveillance to me, reaches all the way back to the early 2000s, but this little golden book is definitely older. Phyllis Stiller's outfits have come back to life. Well, it's the 50th anniversary of the Spokane World's Fair, and a whole lot of Afghans were being made at that time. This one's definitely Spokane weight, because it does get cold here in the wintertime, and this one's heavier. I think I'll get it.
Another guy is kicking out all the sports jersey type stuff.
I do always check the vintage linens, especially scarves and blankets and things that are pretty easy, because you might spot a Vera or a Thomas Keefe. All right, I don't see any American or Italian designer shades there. Oh, but there's some of the biggest shoes I've ever seen. There's a lot of basketball players in Spokane. I guess that must be for them. And then the big old 1960s Singer. I'm sure that thing works great. They are indestructible. This is the old part of Spokane Valley, back from about 1930. There's a big vendor hall right next to it here, and I've been told that's a good place to go. It's called Pine Street Market. It's right down there on the end. Well, I was subtle and I got to film a little bit, and I got to find a bracelet that looks like something that might be made by Florenza. So I'm pretty happy about that. And it was $6.52.
So we're going to see if our luck holds. We are in Campbellsville, Kentucky. The way that they run things is different everywhere you go. I'm talking a lot because there'll probably be loud music. So let's go on in. And, oh my goodness, it's actually not ear splitting. That's great. I'm so happy I can talk in a normal voice. All right, well, let's see if they have anything vintage and old here. It looks like we're in the shoe section. It certainly smells like it. So let's try it. There's an Afghan. In fact, here's a whole bunch, $9.99 each. Well, that's definitely in our price range. So let's see if anything's interesting. A little bit of unraveling there, but I like the color scheme on that. Yes, this one is definitely very colorful. This one is also very colorful and has fringe. Ooh, it's getting better. And then we have this one, which looks like Christmas. So what do you think? You're the one who has the eye for this stuff. The Christmas one? This one? Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking you're right about that. And This one's kind of interesting because it's red and black. Yeah, you like that one? Okay. Let's see here. This is something that is found in Kentucky that, it's on the list of new things people like to collect. Okay, so that one maybe a little too baby, you think? And see, it's got this, and one inside the other. Yeah, that's sweet and cute, but yeah, they're for infants and newborns and layettes, I think. And then there's this. What do you think of that one? It's definitely flower power all over. There's several that color scheme. I mean, there's another one. Yeah, there's definitely a whole bunch. So we've got to kind of whittle this down somehow. Here's more Christmas. That really looks like Christmas with glitter. I know how much you love that. This one, the striped one, the Christmassy one. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is a bunch. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty over the top right there. So let's see, what are we going to do? I think I'm down to the bottom. Even the one on the bottom with the ivory color is actually not bad. Figuring out what we're actually going to get, because this is a lot.
So we found out some pretty interesting stuff about Afghans in the process of going through this pile. Some of these are made of cotton, and we had never really contemplated that cotton Afghans would be maybe a little more desirable in today's market than the acrylic ones. So we got all the cotton ones we could, and a bunch of the acrylic that had good colors. Well, sometimes when I'm in a thrift store and I find a bunch of a certain category, then I go look for more of that category. So I'm going to actually head back towards soft goods. Ooh, we'll stop to look and see if there's any Hawaiian shirts. I see something with a pattern, but not really Hawaiian. Not really Hawaiian. I like the ones that say they're made there. Yeah. Okay, no more success with linens, but sometimes when they have a lot of one thing, it indicates that somebody dropped a lot of that type of category off. So I always do keep looking. When I see something in prevalence that I think is good, I look for more. However, housewares wise, this place seems to be pretty new so far. I see a lot of less than stellar stuff. But when Zeno stops, I figure I have to turn around and come back because he sees things that I don't sometimes. Am I the only one who ever contemplates why we need bunches of new stuff when there's so much old stuff sitting in these stores? I have a friend who reupholsters, and she loves to do these shags, so I do look at these to see if maybe it's an older piece, but no, that one's new. Cool looking, though. Looks like Cousin It. Well, it seems like another day spent in Afghanistan. Afghans sometimes are the thing to buy when there isn't anything else, because they're colorful, they're fun, they're evocative of an era. And if you stick to the older colors and patterns, you're not going to have to worry about the fact that people are making them new now. One other thing is that you end up filling an entire cart when you have things like blankets, so it makes it look like a really impressive haul, and it really was. Great prices, good patterns. A lot of these are going to sell right away. So that was fun. 2 thrift stores, and we actually found stuff at both of them.